Buenos dias, everyone. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Jennie Perez from ABM 11 St. Sebastian. And this video presentation is all about how mathematics is important in our daily life. So, mathematics help us understand the world and provides an effective way of building mental discipline. Math also encourages logical reasoning, critical thinking, creative thinking, abstract or spatial thinking, problem-solving ability, and even effective communication skills. So, these are some of the factors that I do in my life that I or we can really apply to mathematics. First is cooking. Second is exercise. 3. Driving. And 4. Management of time. So, let's see how mathematics is important and usable when we are cooking. When we cook, we use mathematics because of course you have to write down the ingredients that you put in. Then of course, it's a clock if how long it will take you to cook. People use math knowledge when cooking. For example, it's very common to use a half or double of a recipe. In this case, people use proportion and ratios to make correct calculation for each ingredient. If a recipe calls for 2/3 of a cup of flour, the cook has to calculate how much is half or double of 2/3 cup. In my case, I'm going to cook stew munggo or ginisang munggo in Tagalog because it's Friday. So, we need to ready all the ingredients and how many ingredients we will use. So, when all the ingredients is ready, we just need to do the following step on how to cook the ginisang munggo. So, in this part, we were using mathematics because we need to clock how long we have to boil until the pumpkin or yung kalabasa in Tagalog will be soft or malambot. So, after 5 minutes, the pumpkin is soft. So, we need to add spices like salt, pepper, magic syrup, or nor cubes, etc. It depends on you. So, we will simmer it for another 1 minute for the seasoning and the spices we put. So, it will be so delicious and tasty. So, after 1 minute, we can add the ampalaya leaves. And we will leave it for another 30 seconds for it to cook. So after 10 to 15 minutes, our stew munggo or ginisang munggo is cooked. So here's our finished product. I hope you guys like it. So for cooking, a series of steps are followed, telling us how much of the quantity to be used for cooking, the proportion of different ingredients, methods of cooking, the cookware to be used, and many more. Next, let's see how mathematics is important and usable when we are doing exercises. when we do an exercise. So here are some questions that girls always think, like, I should reduce some body fat. Will I be able to achieve my dream body ever? How? When? Will I be able to gain muscles? Here, the simple concept that is followed is maths. Yes, based on simple mathematical concepts, we can answer to above-mentioned questions. We set our routine according to our workout schedule, count the number of repetitions while exercising, etc. just based on math. So let's see how mathematics is important and usable when we are driving. Speed, time, and distance. All these three things are studied in mathematical subjects, which are the basics of driving, respective of any model of transportation, like motor. Math helps us to answer the following question. How much will be the speed to cover any particular distance? How much time will be taken? Whether to turn left or right? When to stop the motor? When to increase or decrease the speed? So, let's see how mathematics is important and usable when we are doing management of time. Managing time is one of the most difficult tasks which is faced by a lot of people. An individual wants to complete several assignments in a limited time. Not only the management, some people are not even able to read the timings on an analog clock. Such problem can be solved only by understanding the basic concept of math. So let's see how mathematics is important and usable in terms of making routine budgets. So these are some of my questions, and my mother always think, like, how much should I spend today? Should I save more? How will I be able to pay to all our utility bills? Such thoughts usually come in our minds, especially to our mothers. The simple answer to such type of question is math. We prepare budgets based on simple calculation with the help of simple mathematical concepts. So let's see how mathematics is important and usable when we are going to grocery store or supermarket. When we are going to groceries, we really use mathematics because we need to count out every item that we get so that we will know how much we will pay. If the money we have is enough, especially since we are budgeting, especially now that the price is high in this pandemic, we really need to save and to be budget. We or the customer visit the stores, see such as schemes, estimate the quantity to be bought, the weight, the price per unit, discount calculation, and finally the total price of the product and buy it. The calculations are done based on the basic mathematical concept. Just always remember that the math is everywhere and we will always need it. So that's all. I hope you guys learned something from some of my example factors about how mathematics is important and usable in our daily life.